Okay. Are we good to go?
Yeah.
All right. Well, hello everyone. This is very strange. I have Ivy Haynes sitting across from me, who helped put this all together. Ivy's our marketing manager, and she came up with this idea. And first off, I want to welcome everyone. Hope everyone's well and taking care of themselves. And sorry we can't all be here together. A couple weeks ago would have been our annual gold medal tasting right here in the tank room at Wineworks on Harris Creek. And so unfortunately, we will do it at some point. We'll have, we hope to have our annual Governor's Cup gold medal tasting here as soon as we can. But in the meantime, Ivy put together this idea, and so far it's been a great success. We kind of can't believe how many people placed orders this week to get the wines in time for this tasting. I was very surprised and really impressed by all our customers' interest in doing this. So what we're going to do for the next 3 Saturdays is a tasting of, we had 7 gold medal winning wines this year in the Governor's Cup, and we're just going to do 2 at a time, and then the last one will be 3, and we're just going to talk a little bit about the wines, and hopefully those of you who ordered the wines received them in time. These wines will be available for the next 3 weeks, and we're doing 20% off on any of these wines and 25% off on a case, and free shipping. What was that?
On all 7.
On all 7, not case, I'm sorry. 25% on all 7. And we're doing free shipping on anything over 3 bottles. And after this is over, these wines will be put away for a while, since they're not, some of them are not current releases, and this will be your chance to buy them until they're actually released, which on a couple of them, like these 2, probably won't be till late fall until they're out. So here's your chance to get them now, and then who knows when they're released, they should be available then at that time, probably this fall. So having said that, I cannot read anything on the screen. I'm a little bit further back, and Ivy is on the other side, and if there's any questions, Ivy will let me know. If there's anything or at the end, we could do some question and answers. So we're here at Wineworks in Harris Creek, our primary location where we produce my wines, the Wineworks brand, and wines for 15 different clients that we make wine for here in Virginia. It's hard to get used to the winery being so quiet. This is a beautiful Saturday afternoon and should be filled with visitors. So it's coming here was a little difficult seeing this, but we'll get through it. And with everyone's support, it'll make it a lot easier. So I've been making these wines for 20 years, the Michael Shaps brand. I've been in Virginia for 25 years, and seen the industry grow incredibly, and the quality of the wines improve every year, and the quality of winemakers and grape growers that come into this industry has really helped us. And I'm just really excited about the future, where we're really learning our soils and the climate and new varieties, and every year we learn something new, and the wines keep getting better and better. So what we're going to taste today are the first 2 wines of the gold medal wines, the Petit Manseng and the Cabernet Franc. The Petit Manseng is the 2018 Petit Manseng. And before I talk about this wine, I'll tell you a little bit about this varietal. I didn't have much experience with it when we started leasing the Honolulu Vineyard in Gordonsville. And most of the Petit Manseng, whether it's from the Jura-Song or Gascony region in France, tended to be sweeter, off-dry style wines because of the high natural acidity in these grapes, that it needed to ripen fully and more than most grapes to offset the acidity with natural sugars left in the wine. I soon discovered that this site is a very hot site here in Central Virginia, and that one of the biggest issues we have here is with the heat and humidity. We lose a lot of acidity in other varieties as they ripen, but a grape like Petit Manseng, which has high natural acidity, really would come out of the vineyard with just ideal acidity levels if we were able to ripen it to a certain point. The only trade-off is to get to that balance of acidity and flavors is the potential for high alcohol, a lot of sugar. So this Petit Manseng usually is picked between 25 and 26 bricks, which on average we end up with over 14% alcohol in this wine. So that was always a concern. In 2012, the first vintage I did a dry Petit Manseng under my label. It was an experimental vintage, and decided to go for a dry style and pick these grapes, and decided to do some skin contact prior to pressing, so the grapes were soaked about 12 hours or so on the skins and then pressed off. And I decided to do a barrel fermented style as well as no malolactic fermentation to keep some of the malic acid in it. And the result was pretty impressive, and from 2012 on it's been growing in popularity and notoriety and getting great reviews and gold medals, and it's really been our main white wine variety that we sell here at Wineworks. So it's really gained in popularity and air conditioning here in Virginia, and a lot of other wineries are making it, which is great to see the strength in numbers, and Virginia is now becoming known for this wine in a dry style. So the Honolulu vineyard was originally, the Petit Manseng was originally planted by Dennis Horton. Really give him credit for the vision that this variety would do well here in Virginia. And we took over the vineyard that he had originally established at Honolulu Vineyards. And it's a really nice planting there that has been consistent. And for me, what really is important about the wines that we make is the consistency and really having the right varieties and the right site. We have vineyards in Charlottesville, we have vineyards up in Northern Virginia, we have grapes from Southwestern Virginia, and we look for sites that really are right for the varietal that we're planting. Petit Manseng here in Central Virginia is ideal because, as I mentioned, the heat and humidity helps us to balance it out and lose some of that natural acidity. But it still is a high acid grape, and the skin contact barrel fermentation helps us to build a more balanced wine. 2018, this wine was the result of one of the most difficult vintages I've experienced in Virginia in 25 years of making wine in Virginia. I never saw a year harvest like 2018. So I think we had 25 days of rain in September. It's pretty hard to make wine in those conditions, but that in 2018 I didn't make any red wines because the quality wasn't good enough. The only wines I made was this Petit Manseng and some Chardonnay from the whole vintage. So that kind of tells you how rough it was. But having said that, the Petit Manseng is really, I think, the most ideal varietal that we have for white wines that I know of. If it can come out through that conditions and make a gold medal winning wine, it kind of really speaks to the potential of this grape. And what we need here in Virginia are grapes that can handle our climate and still produce a high level of quality.